शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये. Namaste. Dear friends, today let us tell some stories on Puranas which are based on Shiva. Some of the Puranas which are based on Shiva is the Linga Purana, Skanda Purana. We have Vayu Purana and also Agni Purana, Matsya Purana. In all these Puranas, there are stories on sages like Attari, Bhrigu and Parashara, and also how Shiva has killed some of the Asuras. So let us start the stories on the Puranas which are based on Shiva. Thank you. Namaste. Dear friends, Linga Purana, like Vayu Purana, has the story of great sage Bhrigu. Bhrigu is one of the Prajapatis who has two wives and his son is Shukracharya. Bhrigu is a great sage who gave to the mankind Agni. He saw that the Agni reaches mankind. So, such a great sage he is, and he is also a very learned sage, knows all the Vedas, all the Puranas. He is such a great man that he knows even a Sanjeevani mantra, means he can make dead people alive. Once his son, Shukra, is the guru of demons, was fighting on behalf of the demons, he was fighting on behalf of the Devatas. It so happened once in Daksha Yajna, he was also present in Daksha Yajna, where Shiva was insulted. And Veerabhadra, the incarnation of Shiva, came out and he has demolished the whole yajna. And the devastation was so big that everybody was running for their life. That time Bhrigu sat and prayed Lord Shiva for mercy. So he was pardoned by Lord Shiva. Once he was fighting on behalf of Devatas, when Devatas and demons were in the war, he also felt his son is the guru of demons and he is the guru of the Devatas. So he always felt he is on the Devatas and Lord Vishnu will help him. But when he was doing his yajna, it was getting devastated by the Daityas. Lord Vishnu did not help him. So he got very angry and he cursed him to take 10 human lives on the earth. And that is the root cause for the Dasavatara of Lord Vishnu. He is also a great sage who has compiled and wrote a book on astrology which is called Bhrigu Samhita with the help of Saraswati and Ganesha. He compiled everything and he brought it to the world and he gave it to this earth, to us. So today we have, it is Bhrigu Samhita, which is the greatest book on the astrology. Bhrigu once was asked by the sages when they were doing penance to go and find out who will be the Pradhanta, means who will be the highest person whom we have to give the oblations. So they asked Bhrigu on their behalf to go and find out who is greater in the Trinity. So he goes to Brahmaloka. In Brahmaloka, when he goes, nobody has invited him. So he gets angry and he misbehaves in Brahmaloka. Brahma was about to curse him. Saraswati stops Brahma, don't curse. But inward, Bhrigu got angry and he cursed him that nobody is going to worship Brahma on the earth. Brahma was already cursed by Shiva, and again he is being cursed by Bhrigu too, that nobody is going to worship him on the earth. Then from there he has gone to Shivaloka, Kailash, to go and find out what about Shiva. There also he did not get good hospitality. So he gets angry and he says, nobody is going to do or worship Shiva on the earth as his form. Only in a linga form he will be worshipped. Then from there he walks to Vishnululoka, and in Vishnululoka, when he comes, there too he sees that Vishnu was sleeping and he was not caring for him. So he gets angry and he goes and hits on his chest, Vishnu's chest, by his foot. Almost he kicks him. And Vishnu gets up and takes Bhrigu's legs, foot, and says, did it pain? Because my chest is very strong, your feet are very not strong, they are very weak, so did anything happen? Then he says he likes the way Vishnu has asked him the questions and pacified him. So he tells, oh nothing, okay, now he will tell him for what purpose he has come. After he leaves, while before he is leaving, Lakshmi gets very angry and she curses Bhrigu, saying that she will never be with Brahmins henceforth. That's why Brahmins here on the earth have no money. They will not have money. She has cursed them. Then Bhrigu pacifies and asks her excuse. Then she says, whichever Brahmin worships Lord Vishnu, they will have money. But if they don't worship Lord Vishnu, she will not be with them. Still Brahmins will be haunted for money, for wealth. That's why, friends, today Brahmins on the earth, many of them are very poor. So I request not only Brahmins, everybody, do puja to both Lakshmi and Lord Vishnu, where we don't suffer with the curse. So with this curse, when Lord Vishnu get pacified, Bhrigu comes down. In such a great sage, Bhrigu is also an angered man who cursed all the Trinity. I think he is the only sage who has cursed all the Trinities and became the cause for Vishnu coming down to earth as such and staying in Tirupati. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. Dear friends, why Purana also speaks high about Gandharvas, Kimpushyas, Daityas, how they all have been born, about trees, about everything. Gandharvas are actually in the form of birds or animals or insects also. They roam about in the nature. They are the great musicians. That's why Gandharva Gana they say. They sing so nicely. They stay in the palaces of devatas and compose music for devatas. They are also messengers of between devatas and the humans. Gandharvas are so good that they are there for all the rituals. They sing, they are mostly the singers of the courts. Also, you find them as the children of Prajapatis or Kashyapa or Munis or even Vags. All the Gandharvas, you find them like flying in the nature, because they are connected with trees, flowers, and they are described as if they dwell in the sense of the bark. So that Gandharva, that scent comes out to everybody. They are also called Yakshas, whom we see. Most of the Gandharvas are also the Yakshas. Their wives are Apsaras. Most of the Apsaras' husbands are Gandharvas. So in that way, many Gandharvas have come down to earth to help the human beings. And also, we have many important Gandharvas who are very good in music, and one, their chief, is Tumbura. Tumbura is the chief of Gandharvas. He plays music. They say Tumburu is the greatest musician in the world. Of course, Narada too. So, Gandharvas play a great role in the lives of even human beings, because music is the essence of our life. So, they guard the soma. That's why, and the nectar which is there, they are in the nature. They might be around us, listening to us. And when you hear, there is a music in the nature. So, let us all pray these Gandharvas. They are also called the lower ranked devatas, who help us, who give us the boons, who can be seen. So whenever you see trees, flowers, small birds, animals, don't harm them, because there might be the Gandharvas who are passing through us. So we have to pay attention to this nature and learn from them, because we hear birds chirping. So when you hear such beautiful birds, when you go into the nature, you see so many beautiful birds. These beautiful birds might be Gandharvas. So, dear friends, be kind to these, any creature in the nature, whether it is a tree or a flower or a small animal or a bird, because they are Gandharvas. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. Once, three brothers became very, very naughty. They were called three asuras, Tripurasuras, because they had three countries which was built for them, a golden country, a silver country, and a copper country. And they became so fearsome, and because of that, all the Dainas, all the demons have become unruly, and Shiva kills them. After that, Brahma tells everybody that before, Asuras were not bad. They were very good, because they used to do penance, they used to do vratas, they used to do yogas, and they were very good. But because of their yogic powers, and they started becoming arrogant, and they started having pashutva. So he preached, saying that all of them, whether they are human beings, Gandharvas, Devatas, or Danavas, or Kimpurushas, or Yakshas, or human beings, all have to do one yoga, which is very important, which has not been done, especially in Kali Yuga. It has to be done, and that is called Pasupati Yoga. What is this Pasupati Yoga? In Pasupati Yoga, you get the control of yourself. Like you sit and close your eyes and take a prana and pranayama like this and chanting Om, Om, and having the control over the indriyas, Jnanendriyas and Kamendriyas. All the indriyas you will have control. And doing tapasya, penance for Lord Mahadeva. And this one, what he says, it is the bhakti which comes out. And because all of us are called pashus, because we are the animals, and Lord Maheshwara, Shiva, is the Pashupati. And this yoga is called Pashupati Yoga. Pashupati Yoga, when you sit down and do this yoga, as we know that Shiva is called Pashupati, we have that Pashutva in us. With this yoga, slowly you will have the control over your Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, and you will be away from the samsara dukkha, that is the problems, and you will have control over your own self and the body. And for your life, this Pashutva will be removed, destroyed from your body. Not only in this life, for the lives to come. The soul will be so pure. This yoga was done by everybody in olden days. It is not done. So especially in Kali Yuga, Brahma said, if you do this, you will not have the Pashutva. The duration for this is 12 years, 12 months, 12 days. Now, how many of us can sit and do it? I think we can modify this yoga and do it for 12 months, 12 days and 12 hours. That I think we all can do it in a little different way. Like we cannot sit like tapasya for the whole day in one format in these days. So at least from morning till evening, some of our time, especially at this age, not at the young age or not in the middle age, but definitely a retired person at the age, this age, because today we have longevity. 50 years back the longevity was very less, but today there is a longevity. So we can spend some time on this and do so that the Pasutva will be removed for our lifetime. It is so said that if you can do this, the Shiva used to come in incarnation in Kali Yuga and teach as gurus. Now this is the 28th Kali Yuga in this Manvantara. So he has already been born for 28 times and he is called as Yogeshwara. The Yogeshwaras of this Kali Yugas are Shweta, Shutara, Medina, Suhastra, Kanchana, Lokakshi, Jai Shrigra, and Urga, Atri, Vali, Gautama, Gokarna, Shuli, and at present Jagadguru. As Vedavyasas are again born to teach us the jnana of life and separated, and again they are also born 28 times because 28 Kali Yugas have passed in this Manvantara, and already Vishnu takes incarnation of Vedavyasas. They also say that Shiva also takes the incarnation of Vedavyasas, and in this Kali Yuga it is Krishna Dvaipana who has taken this birth. So Pashupati Yoga or Pashupati Vrata is the most important Vrata in Kali Yuga for Shiva and to take out Pashutva in us. So dear friends, I feel we will do it, or I feel if I am blessed, we can sit down and do this Pashupati Vrata. Thank you. Namaste. Now Shiva has to be worshipped in the form of Shiva Linga. What is the origin of this Shiva Linga? Then how did he take the birth of Shiva Linga? Once all the rishis, including Sapta rishis, were doing penance in a forest along with their families in a vana called Darvana. And all of them were endorsed in their penance. Then Shiva thought how much they are really involved into this he wanted to see. So he took an incarnation he in disguise of a Digambara, little ascetic, but with a very good form and handsome man. He also went to that vana and stayed in a hermitage. He was there. All the rishis and rishi patnis were also there. He was attracted by all of them. So they were losing their involvement in their penance. Especially the females, the rishi patnis, they started adoring this handsome man. So they started going to his ashram. He had a small hermitage there in the vana and he was living. He was not doing anything. Neither he was coming out or talking to anybody. He was just inside his ashram. But most of the Rishi Patnis started coming there, started adoring him and started liking him. And they used to come to him and say how handsome he is. But he was a completely insane person. He was acting like he doesn't know any of these things. So rishis all came and they felt this Digambara is actually spoiling the mood of their wives. So they got angry and they cursed him that though you are a handsome man, you might be insane, but you are spoiling the minds of the females here, Rishi Patnis, so his linga should fall down and it should immediately. This Digambara got up and he said, what did I do to you? I have not come to you all, I am here. It's only you were coming and disturbing me. I have not disturbed any one of you. If you are involved in your worship and in penance, why should you worry about something else outside? And the linga fell down and it got multiplied and the whole vana, it got multiplied and he said the whole thing will get burnt and all of you will get burnt. And the fire was so furious. All started running up and down. And then he said, you rishis, especially Sapta rishis, because most of them are the Sapta rishis of different manvantras. You have different Sapta rishis. All were there. He said, all the Sapta rishis will hang in the sky like the stars. So he cursed them that they should hang in the sky. So all of them ran to Brahma and asked Brahma what to do. Brahma with his jnana, Indriya, he said, he is none other than Mahadeva himself who has come there to test you all, how involved you are in your tapasya. And instead of doing tapasya, you are involved in the other things which are around you. I cannot do anything, you should go to Mahadeva only. So all of them ran to Mahadeva and asked them, we have done a wrong thing. Even Brahma said and Shiva said, you have not done only wrong thing. You don't even know how to respect a Atithi. I was Atithi there. Atithe Devo Bhava they say. So you don't know how to respect an Atithi. Hospitality you don't know. And I cannot do anything. The fire can be stopped only by Parvati. You go and ask her. So then they rush to Parvati and they will ask what to do. Then she says, don't worry, I will take up all the fire into me, but from today you will worship Mahadeva only in the Linga Rupa. So since then everybody started worshipping Shiva in the Linga Rupa, and that was the birth of Linga and originated from this, and also Saptarishis started hanging in the sky since then. Dear friends, through this Shiva has told the world that you should respect the Atithi, whatever he may be, but the guest is the guest. So we have to respect the guest and don't question the guest what he is doing. As long as the guest is there, you honor the whatever the guest wants it. Might be for little time. So Atithi Devo Bhava is the most important factor here. We all have to learn. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. Vayu Purana also speaks high about Rishi Dadichi. Brahma's son king Kashyapa and Mahamuni Dadichi were good friends. One day both started discussing, and then it went into an argument saying that who is great? Brahmins are great or Kshatriyas are great? The king said, Brahmins are no good, only Kshatriyas are great. Sage Dadichi said, no, Brahmins are very good. Then he says, no, Ashtadikpalas are also no good. It's only we Kshatriyas are greater than Brahmins. So Dadichi got angry and with his fist he just hit him like this. King, who had the Vajra with him, got very angry and hit him on his back. And he like dead, almost dead, Dadichi became. Then he thought of Shukra, who knows Sanjeevani mantra. Shukracharya came there. He got inside Dadichi's body and went on doing tapasya for his life. Mrityu mantra was, japa was done, and Dadichi came out, and he came out with a real good, his backbone where it got hurt became a vajra. A very strong it became. And Shukracharya said, you have no death now, you have become all powerful. Indra was very much worried now. A sage became so powerful that nobody can do anything. So Indra ran to Vishnu and asked him what to do with Dadichi. He said, Dadichi, with argument you cannot now, you cannot bring him down. So go and request him that you want a weapon to be used for killing an asura, Tarkasura. So you want to be making a weapon, and the best part is his back is the best part which you can make, and you can go there and ask him. He said, how will I ask? So Vishnu goes and fights with him, Dadichi. But no weapon was even Sudarshan Chakra was not able to do anything. He was taking only kushagras and throwing at them. These people were throwing all the weapons and Dadichi was only just taking kushagras and throwing at it. So Vishnu also understood. He says, we cannot win over Dadichi like this. You have to now surrender to him. So Indra goes, surrenders to Dadichi and tells him that he needs a very good weapon where he can kill Vratrasura, and it should be a Vajrayudham. He said, okay, you can have it. How will you have it? He says, only I can use your backbone, which is very strong as Vajra. Datiji immediately says, okay, now my end has come, so I will snap, I'll give my back. And then he, with yogic power, ends his life, and Indra takes his backbone and makes a Vajrayudha. What Indra is having Vajrayudha today is the backbone of Dadichi. And he goes and kills all the Asuras, and he became very powerful with Dadichi's backbone. Dear friends, a sage who is such great has hurt with the nice words. So nice words can do anything. You want people to hear you, it is better, instead of fighting and shouting, talk to them nicely, and kind words, good words will make people understand you and listen to you. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. Vasistha and Arundhati had a son called Shakti and many other sons. And once, when they were doing their tapas, on the instinct of King Kalmapada, a Rakshasa who is called Rudhira, ate up Shakti and all the brothers of Shakti. Hearing this news, sage Vasistha and Arundhati wanted to end their life, and as they were about to die, falling from the mountain, their daughter-in-law, Shakti's wife, requests them that if you also go away, who will take care of me? Please take care of me, because she was carrying. Then they say, okay, and they stay next to her. The moment the boy was born, before that, Vishnu shows their vision to Vasistha and Arundhati, say, I will be born as a sage to your daughter-in-law. So you will have a great grandson who will be very great, and all his people also will be very great. His child also will be very great. Thus sage Parasara was born to Shakti's wife. The moment he was born, immediately he could see from with his mantra, tatra, his father Shakti and all his brothers. So his father Shakti says, kill the Rudira, and kill the Kamalapada also, and take care of all of them in our clan. The boy, just newly born infant, kills with his mantra Shakti, he kills the Ashura. All the devatas and all will come and do namaskara to this boy, who is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Sage Parasara became a great sage who married Satyavati and then had a son called Vedavyasa. Vedavyasa, who separated the Vedas and wrote Upanishads and Puranas. Such great was the sage, and the birth of sage Parasara itself is a great moment in our mythological history. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. Lord Shiva was requested to take care of some of the Asuras, especially Andhaka, who became very powerful, and Indra and Devatas were not able to take care of them. So they went to Mahadeva and requested him, because all the Devatas were frightened of Andhaka. So he goes to Andhaka and asks him, what is this? Andhaka plays with him. He says, what are you doing? He gets angry. He lifts Andhaka and shows him near the Surya. With the Surya's heat, Andhaka gets really trembled, and he understands the supremacy of Mahadeva. Immediately, he falls at his feet and starts worshipping Mahadeva. Mahadeva is such a kind-hearted God that immediately he gives Andhaka the Ganadhipatya. Again, Devatas have requested him to take care of Jalandhara also. Jalandhara is another Asura who, with his power, made all of them like Chandra, Surya, Vayu, Varuna, Yama, Agni, everybody under his feet. He was born in the water and he became very powerful in the water. Nobody was able to tackle him. Then Mahadeva, he understands that it is very difficult to tackle him. So he takes the help of Parvati also, and Parvati, as Agni, fire, she enters into the third eye of Shiva, and from there she forms a feminine form of Shiva, comes out and fires and kills Jalandhara. He throws Jalandhara into the air. But that fearful feminine form of Shiva was not able to compassionate down. It was so powerful. So all the devatas, everybody go and do penance, and all of them request to calm down, release everybody and calm down. And then she calms down, and still they are not able to calm down. Then there is a most important factor is Jalandhara gets killed, and the feminine form of Shiva gets into the form where because the female form has to be calmed down, that is Parvati has to be calmed down, he will become a small baby and start suckling the milk up. Then she calms down, and then the baby starts doing dance, and that is the Shiva Tandava starts coming. The Shiva Tandava got into it, and all the devatas like it. They also start dancing along with Shiva, and Parvati also joins and starts dancing. So Shiva, by compassionate and by fierce, by killing some of the Asuras, and then also taking care of the world over, then starts Shiva Tandava. So such the Shiva Tandava became a great way of releasing the emotion, and that's why they say dance releases the emotion. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. It is said that in the Skanda Purana, it speaks about how Shiva marries Parvati. After Sati's immolation, Shiva sits in the tapasya. Parvati serves him without him knowing it. She loves Shiva so much that she serves Shiva for years together. Then Madana, who sees that he wants to arouse emotion in Shiva, leaves the arrow at Shiva. Shiva immediately opens his third eye and Madana becomes ashen immediately. Then he sees Parvati there and understands that the Parvati has been serving him for years together, and all the devatas come and request Shiva to take Parvati as his consort, then Parvati changes herself because she is a human being, and she changes, becomes divine. She goes and takes bath and comes out as a divine consort and gets married to Shiva, and they both live happily in the nature. In one of such times, when they both were living in the nature, suddenly the sperm of Shiva flows down. And it flows down, and Vishnu and Brahma are not able to control that which is flowing down, and they will ask Indra to go and stop it somehow. He has to see that. So he goes as a Brahmin to Parvati and asks Parvati to give something in her hand because he has nothing. So Parvati, because she sees this sperm, so she gives the sperm into his hand. Without understanding, without she able to tell anything, he immediately gulps it. She gets very angry. She says it is a disrespectful to her because she was about to tell him something, and without listening to her, he has taken it. He says it is the Shiva's sperm and it will make a fire in his body and it will come out as a fire. He runs out and really it becomes very fire, and he goes there and suddenly he sees 6 Kritikas there, and he passes this into them, and they are already married, and their husbands get angry because all the 6 have become pregnant and they leave them. So they do the penance. What they do is they'll put all this into one of the place, and they go out and become the stars. All this comes into as one fetus, and suddenly a form takes place with 6 heads, that is Kartikeya was born. And when the Kartikeya was born, Parvati and Shiva go there, take him and say, Kartikeya is our son and we will make him again in charge of all, and they take Kartikeya as their son, and such Kartikeya was born to Shiva and Parvati. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. Dear friends, when Lord Vishnu came down to earth, before coming down, he speaks out to Brahma that he has to now fulfill a vow which he has given to Agni. In the Ramayana period, Sita was replaced by Agni with Maya Sita. Maya Sita was none other than the wife of Agni, Swaha. And Swaha was the incarnation of Vedavati. So that time he tells her that he will marry her, but not in that avatara. So he says he has to go down now, and Swaha has been born as Padmavati, the daughter of Akash Raja, near Tirumala. So he says he has to go down. He comes down, he meets Padmavati, and Padmavati likes him, and he will go to Vakula Devi, who was taking care of him from the time he has come down to earth. And Vakula Devi was the incarnation of Yashoda. He says, you have to get him married because of this. So Vakula Devi agrees. She goes and asks Akash Raja, and Padmavati and Lord Vishnu were married, for which Lord Shiva and Brahma comes down to get their marriage done. And that kshetra becomes a very, very important kshetra today, where Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, all the three have come down on earth. That is Tirumala Kshetra. In Tirumala Kshetra, we have many of the kshetras, or we call it as Ram Krishna Kshetra, which is very good. And there is another kshetra called Purushottama Kshetra. Now, where all Lord Vishnu stays, and those kshetras have become very good. And here, Lord Vishnu stays there, and once Yama goes and asks Lord Vishnu that he is not able to kill anyone from the Purushottama Kshetra. He says, yes, Purushottama Kshetra, you cannot kill anybody. There is no birth and death there. Whoever is there, they are there. And it is very difficult for somebody to reach there. In one of the, after the Kalpa in Pralaya, everybody was destroyed, but Markandeya goes to Lord Vishnu. He is floating. On the way he will ask Lord Vishnu, help me. Then he says, you will see a small baby sleeping on a banyan leaf there. You get into his mouth. He sees a small baby there, and he gets into the mouth and he goes into the belly. He sees the whole world there. Then he understands he is none other than Lord Vishnu there. Then he comes down and he says, please show me a place where I can stay and do my tapasya for the rest of my life. We know Markandeya is a Chiranjeevi. So he will say, you sit here and do tapasya. They say that he is sitting there and doing tapasya even today. And that is called Purushottama Kshetra, which is mentioned in these Puranas as the only kshetra where there is no birth and death takes place, and all the immortals are staying there. So such a kshetra is there where all the immortals are living there. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. Dear friends, Puranas do speak about different things. Most of the Puranas have spoken about 4 things. First, they say 4 things, keep distances from these 4 things. Like elephant, keep 100 coals. Different, one pole is 1 meter. So 100 meters away from elephant, 100 meters away from horse. Horned animals you should be away 10 meters, and from evil people unlimited meters you have to be away. They also speak about 4 adhikarinis, that is, which is manda, ordinary, medium, the best and very best things. They also speak about 4 anubhutis, and the anubhutis are factors like matter, purpose, relationship and eligibility. Puranas do speak about anavyas, that is the satya, truth, self-control, straightforwardness and not to be cruel. It also speaks about anavedas like sacrifice, alms, learning and penance. It also speaks about 4 abhinayas, that is angikam, body gestures, satvikam, feelings, extraneous feelings and words. 4 abhyasas. What are the 4 abhyasas? You have to, that is what you have to practice is humility, control of mind, controlling sense organs and kindness. It also speaks about amritas, nectars, that is good wife, talk of children, present form of king, and honorable foot. It also speaks about 4 alankaras, that is excellence, smile, fact, and double meaning words should not be used. It also speaks about 4 avasthas, that is childhood, boyhood, youth, and old age. It also speaks about 4 avaranas, that is the sea, the compound wall, the king, and the charity. Rin, debts. You have Devarin, you have Rishirin, you have Pitrarin, and you also have human being rin, man's rin. There are 4 types of kavis. They are the who will boast in secret, who will do self-praise, who will praise others, and who knows humility. He also speaks about 4 ashramas, that brahmacharya, that is student's life, married life, forest life, and renunciation. It also speaks about 4 vargas, that is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. It speaks about 4 upavyas, that is sama, dana, veda, dandopaya. And it also speaks about elements in treatment, that is doctor, patient, medicines, and attendants. The evil action also has taken unhealthy reasons and evil spouse and bad food. You have to remove them. That means you have to give it up. You have 4 kinds of danas. You have daily danas, the scholarly dana, welfare, and also God. You have nayakas, 4, the heroes who are very good, and 4 naris like Padmini Stris, Shankani Stris, Chitrani Stris, and Hastani Stris. Pramanas are there: valid knowledge, pratyaksha knowledge, anumana knowledge, and upamana knowledge. Mokshas are also spoken about: salvation, and also yogas. 4 yogas are spoken about: Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Dhyana Yoga. And 4 shastras are spoken about, and all these shastras to be learned. So these 4 things in Puranas we should keep remembering throughout our life. Thank you. Namaste.